Today we're making a simple snail out of a 1 by 1 by 2.4 inch piece of wood. For this project you're going to need a knife and a pencil. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to sketch a simple side profile, and it's going to be something like this. There's the tail, it's the flat body, and then over here close to the tail it's going to be the shell, and it's going to be just a circle like this at first. And it's the biggest circle that you can fit between this edge and the halfway point between this edge and this line. And then over here on the front, the body is going to curve upward like this, and we're going to connect it to this corner over here. So just a curve like this, and then we have the tentacles for the eyes, and then these lower tentacles, and then this upright curving underside of the body. Like that. And now we can make the shape of the shell complete by connecting this circular shape to this top part of the body with this extra curve. Now that's a basic side profile. We can start by removing all of these extra bits. And that can be done with this push cut version of the sweeping cut. We're gonna need other cuts too, but this is the most important here on the tail end. Then we can make some regular push cuts to get this outside curve going nicely. Like that. And then a few V cuts to get this inside corner over here. We want to make it sharp. That's good. Then we can make a bigger V cut over here. It's easiest if you start from these sharp edges. Like that. And then we can do the same on the other side. And then it's much easier to work on this middle part when we don't have to work on this entire thickness. Right here I'm doing what I call a reverse push cut, because this is very hard to hold on to like this. There's so little wood over here. But what we can do is cut this way. It's pretty safe when we already have this corner where the blade will stop. But even so, I'm using these fingers right here and only using the motion of my wrist to make this cut. And that way the knife won't slip onto your fingers. You can also use this paring cut. I think it works quite well, especially for the final shaping of the curve. So now I'm making this sweeping cut version of the paring cut, so that I can make this slightly curved. That's good enough for now. And then this is just a few regular push cuts. And a few very slightly curving sweeping cuts. And then a few more sweeping cuts over here. Now you want to use as little pressure as possible with this. And hold a finger over here behind these tentacles, because we don't want to break this bit. Next we need to make the body of the snail a lot thinner, and we can sketch here on the bottom what we want to make. The tail can be pointy like that, And then it's slightly thicker in the middle. Maybe a little bit wider. It's always better to have more wood than you need. That's good. And then the lower tentacles can be slightly outward pointing like that. And now there's a lot of extra wood over here that we can remove. I'm making sure that I don't make the shell too thin, but instead I'm only cutting from where the body is. Something like that is good enough for now. The body is still way too thick from up here, but that's going to be fixed a little bit later on. Next we're going to make the shell a lot rounder, but before we can do that we need to determine the center point of the spiral shape of the shell. I'm going to put it here. So not in the center of this circle, but slightly to the back. And this point is going to be made pointy. So it's going to be almost like a cone shape. So we're going to start with that and then we can move on to the rest of the rounding. So I'm just cutting from all around this point, trying to bring it more outward. I think it's slightly too much in the middle. I want to make it so that it's pointing a bit more upward. That's good. So it's over there. And then we can make the rest of the shell quite a bit rounder. So we're just going to use these push cuts to get rid of the sharp edges. When it comes to the positioning of the shell, it's rarely directly upward. Instead, it's slightly tilted to one side, which is why this is a little bit higher than the middle. But that also means that I need to remove wood from here and from here, so that the general shape of the shell is tilting to one side. I think that's pretty good. Next we're going to define the edges of the shell a lot better. So here we still have this round shape and then this flat shape. And then on this side we're going to have a curve like this and another curve. So here's this kind of an inside corner between these two outside curves. Because obviously then if this is outward, this part is going to be inward. If it's hard to understand what we're doing here, I suggest looking at some photos of snails and especially of this side of the shell. And we're going to define these edges with V-cuts and stop cuts. And now at the same time, while we're defining this edge of the shell, it's also easy to slim down the body of the snail a little bit, because we have this clear stopping point over here. If some of these cuts are hard to make, try using the tip of the blade like this. With that it's a lot easier to reach some of these difficult places. Next we're going to make the spiral shape of the shell. So I'm just following this circular curve over here and then going around this bit. For this it really helps to look at a reference image to get a better understanding of what the different proportions are. I think that's pretty good. And then we're going to carve this by making a lot of V-cuts. You can also use this very tight sweeping cut. It's gonna help especially here close to the middle where the shapes we're working on are getting very small. And while these ones over here were very much almost symmetrical V-cuts, clearly cutting from both sides, making both sides slanted towards this inside corner. The closer you get to the middle, the more these are going to be like regular stop cuts. So I'm just pressing the blade into the wood and then cutting towards that cut. And then after making those stop cuts, we can make these shapes a little bit rounder. Next we're going to work on this bit. And the face is going to be a lot more narrow. It's only going to be something like that. But then we have these lower tentacles reaching out and these upper ones. So we're not going to make the entire thing thinner, only this part in the middle. And now this is the most sensitive part in this project. It's very easy to break things if you make them too thin or if you use too much force. If the blade gets stuck, it's very important to not push through but readjust and try again from a different angle, especially if you're working with very soft wood. Once you get closer to the wanted thickness, this corner is going to get sharper and sharper, which means that this kind of a two-sided stop cut is going to help a lot. It's much easier to make it clean compared to sweeping cuts. So the key thing is to have one inside corner over here and one over here. I think it's a nice detail to add a little bit of waviness over here, like this. But then we also need to make this bit an inside curve that curves this way. And this curve can be made with sweeping cuts. Now before we separate these tentacles from each other, it's a good idea to make all the other adjustments that you still would want to make. So if there are some parts that need a little bit of cleanup, now is the time to do so, because once we cut these, they're going to be extremely brittle. So if you accidentally squeeze them while working on something else, they're gonna break. I'm adding a little bit of depth in here by making this V cut with the tip of the blade. The cut is straight on this side and then curved on this side. These lower tentacles can be separated from each other with a few sweeping cuts, and then we can also make 3 V cuts, one here in the middle, one here between the tentacle and the face, and then a matching one on the other side. That's good. And then this gap between the upper tentacles can be started the same way, but we are going to have to rely mostly on V cuts. And because these can break very easily, it's a good idea to slide the blade like this, so that you don't have to use as much force. And it's also best to remove only small slices at a time,